welcome to High and Outside, an irreverent sports ball podcast. Today's episode 40, and importantly, Commish, today is our first episode on YouTube. If this is your first time tuning in, thanks for checking us out. I'm Oz, and as always, today I'm joined by my esteemed co-host, MC Commish. If you haven't already, please follow us on Instagram and Twitter at AOK Worldwide. Check out our YouTube channel, AOK Worldwide, and check out our episodes on iTunes and Spotify. Now, Commish, tell us about those one-hitters.
All right, we won't cover this much because there's too much news, and I don't want to touch it right now, but Deshaun Watson's legal problems, they're getting more serious. Yeah, it's great. Last time I heard was 19, but that's way too complicated. Opening day, April 1st, is tomorrow, and the Royals play the Rangers at 3 p.m. Central Time. And in soccer, world football, I guess, pretty boy Ronaldo scored his 103rd international goal on Tuesday against Luxembourg.
Am I supposed to be impressed by that?
Yes.
Okay,
second,
I'm into it.
I believe that's second place. And then, did you see the Russell Westbrook triple-double? The 30-10-20?
Yeah, man. Russ, every once in a while, Russ reminds us all that he's really fucking good still.
Yeah.
And he can just get rebounds whenever he wants. And, yeah, it's always good to get that fuck you game from Russ Westbrook.
Oh, yeah. It's fucking nuts. And then finally, we'll talk about this more in What's the Haps, but UCLA is headed to their 18th, and it doesn't include the 1980 vacated one, but they are going to the 18th trip to the Final Four, which is the second place behind North Carolina's 20, which that's a boatload.
Yeah, I saw something today. It was UCLA has 11 national titles, and the rest of the three in the Final Four have 0. So, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like Bill Walton, UCLA teams and shit.
Oh, yeah, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar before it was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Lou Alcindor, shout out.
Jesus.
Those UCLA teams, John Wooden, crazy. They're a blue blood for sure. We'll get more into that in the Final Four talk, which we will get into deep in What's the Haps.
Hey, What's the Haps?
On What's the Haps this week, baseball is back. Opening day is our tomorrow, your today, and I don't know how to feel about it.
It's a thing. You're like, all right, it's here.
Yeah, it is. It does like kind of also signal spring. You know, we have the Masters next weekend.
Yes, F&A Cotton.
We've had the NCAA tournament, so it's starting to kind of finally feel like spring. I feel like baseball is a big kind of like kickoff of that. Like baseball, even though it's the summer sport, like the start of it still signals like the middle of spring or like the real start of spring.
Oh yeah.
And I promised the listeners in our last episode that we would talk about baseball.
You did.
And
you did.
Yeah, and that was really generous of me because I don't really like to talk about baseball, mainly because I don't want to talk about it in the early days because there's just too much going on. There's too many players. I can't keep up with all of it while I'm trying to pay attention to the NCAA tournament and the NBA, and then
you'll get a little bit of NHL playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, then
later.
So I start to really get into baseball around like late August, early September. You know, that's when you get into baseball, and so I just try not to like consume too much of it, like get too down in the weeds, but. That's why we don't talk too much about it, because we just don't pay enough attention. But because I promised baseball talk, I'm going to give you all of my baseball thoughts to begin the season as fast as I can.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
The Dodgers are the best team in baseball. Anyone who says different is kidding themselves. The Padres went from shitty and boring to good and fun very quickly. Juan Soto is the best player in baseball, and it's not that close. The Royals have a fun mix of young guys and vets on prove-it deals, which should make it a fun year. The Cubs halfway blew it up and are a mess. The Red Sox stink and should have never traded Mookie. It will haunt them forever. The Mets look like fun with Lindor and a new owner, but they'll find a way to mess it up. The Braves are hella fun. Acuna is the man. The White Sox were all in, but then Eloy Jimenez got hurt for the year, and now it's pretty murky. The AL Central might be the most competitive division in baseball. Fuck the Cardinals, Astros, and Yankees just because. The Yankees and Astros should actually be good, which damn it. Finally, give me the Bobby Witt call-up before the 4th of July. Go Royals.
Boom, son. I like it. Way to go.
And done with baseball.
All right.
On to the Final Four.
Yes, the Final Four. Gonzaga, UCLA, and Houston, the Cougars.
And Baylor.
Oh, I graced over Baylor.
Dude,
my bad, bro.
They finally made it, and you're just going to throw them under the bus like that?
Yeah.
All right, well, anyway, so we have our teams. We have our matchups. We got Gonzaga, UCLA, and then Baylor, Houston. So it was perfect for TV because they knew exactly which time slots to put everybody in. Baylor and Houston, Central Time. Let's go. Throw them at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Gonzaga, UCLA, all the West Coast, we throw them late. Let's go.
Yeah.
Can anyone, I mean, the real question here is, and we'll go some into how do we get here, but the real question is, can anybody beat Gonzaga? And why is the answer no?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
I mean, Drew Timme, Suggs, they all play great defense. They all can score. They get buckets. Like UCLA scored 52 points to beat Michigan last night. I'm pretty sure Gonzaga had 52 points in the first half against USC.
I think I heard during their last game, that it's 103 minutes since they've haven't been in the lead.
Yeah,
they haven't been behind in 102 game minutes. That's what?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They are a machine, and the crazy thing is I really feel like it hasn't been talked about enough that Gonzaga is only 2 games away now from becoming the first undefeated team since the 1976 Indiana Hoosiers.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, it's a big deal. And we're just kind of I think we've all kind of they've been so dominant. We've just been yeah, they're gonna win it, but that's a big deal for them to win it, to become this legendary status in college basketball. If you go undefeated, you become one of the all-time teams without just question.
I kind of feel like I completely agree. They don't talk about that they're undefeated at all. It's kind of weird. They just don't.
Yeah, everybody was talking about going into the Sweet 16 Elite 8, that Loyola was the hottest team in basketball, or Oregon State. Some of these teams on these runs, or UCLA, they're the hottest team in basketball. I bet you hear today. I bet you hear at some point during this week that UCLA is the hottest team in basketball, or the hottest team in the Final Four, because they're coming off this. They ran through the first 4. They're riding high. Gonzaga hasn't lost a fucking game. How can you tell me they're not the hottest team in basketball? They've never lost. They're literally the definition of hot.
And every game the tournament has been won by more than 20 points.
Yeah,
right?
They're freaking ridiculous.
Yeah, that's insane.
And they just look like they're playing a different sport, to be honest with you. I think the only team that they play more of an NBA style. They're more movement offensively.
They're well coached.
Yeah, it's just a good team. I think Baylor seems like the obvious one if you're going to pick a team to beat them. Baylor's arguably been the second best team all year long anyway. Mm-hmm. They finally, especially this last round, the Sweet 16 Elite 8, they finally really look like the Baylor that was pre-COVID. They had their COVID shutdown there at the end of the season, mm-hmm. and after they came back, they did not play that well. They lost a couple games. That was the only games they lost all year. And then now they're really starting to finally look like they've gotten fully back, gotten their wind back, getting back in shape, getting in rhythm, because they just dominated Arkansas for most of the game. And every time that Arkansas felt like they were coming back, Baylor would just be like, nah, dude.
Bro.
Not into it.
Sodium bromide?
No.
Nah, bro.
Hey, that was awesome. So I think they have the best shot, and their guards are really good. Davion Mitchell and Jared Butler and those guys are really good, and they can probe a defense very well. So they're the one I'm really hoping for Baylor Gonzaga. That needs to happen.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's kind of fun that we have Baylor Houston, which is Texas.
Tejas,
yeah. I think they might have played in the old Southwest Conference or something like that, but
long time
Baylor
ago.
Houston got this little Texas thing happening, and then on the other side you
a
have
whole
West
country.
Coast, and you kind of have Zags UCLA kind of feels like West Coast new blood with Gonzaga versus the West Coast blue bloods in UCLA.
I like that. Well put.
Yeah, CBS,
like
you can use that. Just contact my people. We'll talk about it. But I'm really hoping
TM.
Really hoping for
Copyright 2021. 3/31/2021, son. Write it down. It's on film.
It's being recorded. Let me know, guys. If you guys hear Nance, drop
Make
that.
it an NFT.
If you guys hear Nance, drop that before the Gonzaga UCLA game. Let us know.
Yes.
Shout out us in the comments, and then reach out to CBS and please make them aware of our presence.
Right? You are a lawyer.
We are reasonable people, and we are willing to negotiate.
I got student loans to pay off, son.
Yeah, you know people. You guys can get to our people. We'll get it done. That was West Coast New Blood versus the West Coast Blue Blood.
TM. Copyright 3/31/2020.
Anyway, the Elite Eight. I thought the Elite Eight as a whole was a little bit disappointing. None of the
not
games
quite
were
elite.
No, it was more like average 8. I felt like most of the games were just like
I don't know why I find. Sorry, I don't know why I find that funny. Oh god. All right. Sorry.
I feel like
continue.
most of the games were like entertaining for a little while, and then they weren't. Like it was like Baylor, Arkansas. Like I really thought I was gonna be into Baylor, Arkansas, and then Baylor kind of just like put their foot on the gas for a while, and then again every time Arkansas. That one was the least intriguing. The UCLA Michigan game last night was kind of a slog fest, but at least it was like a good game and like a close finish.
Bricked the winning.
Yeah.
Like shots, multiple shots. I don't know. They were talking about whether he should have took the shot or not. I mean, he was open. It was a great shot. I guess I stand by the shot.
Oh yeah.
If I was him, I mean, it sucks that he bricked it, but
UCLA Alabama in the Sweet 16 was crazy, and that was a lot of fun. But other than that, we didn't have a ton of like excitement. Oral Roberts almost beating Arkansas was pretty wild as well. Felt like that shot almost had to go in. It was like written in the stars because it's like if that shot's made, it's literally going on like the highlight reel that comes in on the first Thursday of March, and you see like Steph Curry and Mario Chalmers hitting the shot and like all the stuff. You know that if that ball goes in, Naismith's shot against Arkansas, taking a 2 seed or 15 or a 15 seed all the way to the Elite Eight, like it's legendary status. I thought 100% it had to go in, and when it didn't, I was honestly shocked.
Yeah, Oral Roberts finally ran out of steam and just couldn't finish the job. Did they choke? Kind of, maybe. We don't know. He did miss the shot. It didn't go in the hole.
No.
It bounced around the outside. All right, I'm done.
While we're on those types of jokes, dude, I did see that, I don't know if you saw, but one of the most important tug job of all time happened this week in the Suez Canal.
Oh, that was insane. Wait, it got beached like that? Fuck.
Yeah.
Have they quantified how many billions of commerce that it affected?
I don't know. I'm sure someone is out there has tried, and probably someone has, but I just don't know.
Economists.
Yeah, it's gotta be a lot. Anyway, moving on. Beyond the Suez Canal. Any other thoughts on the Final Four, Elite Eight?
It's the Final Four. Is the Final Four. Like, I hope there's good games. There should be good games.
I hope there's good games, and I really hope for Baylor Gonzaga. If Baylor Gonzaga happens, I will be very excited about the national championship game because I think it's one matchup I wanted to see all year. Let's get it. Like, I'm pretty excited about that. The one thing I will say, last comment on the Elite Eight and the Sweet 16. These Elite Eight games that started at 8:57 Central. Like, this is an old man comment or old balls comment, but dude, I thought it was gonna be dope. I was like, oh yeah, Elite Eight Monday and Tuesday, like night games. We're used to night games. We do that all the time. Mm-hmm. I'm not used to big night games that start at 9, dude. Like it was. If my team was playing, like I'm sure I would have been amped. But I was like, when I didn't have that much invested, and the games were like,
I was
borderline good. I just I was nodding in and out of the second half for sure.
Oh yeah.
It's just too late for me. I'm super old balls, but I'm just saying. During a weeknight, man, I just can't do it.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, moving on. Back to the meat and potatoes of this podcast, the NFL. NFL draft is coming.
Yes.
Coming up in a couple weeks.
That is accurate. That is a fact.
Things are happening.
Alta Vista it.
The draft order keeps changing. People are making trades. It's exciting. There's 4 quarterbacks expected to go in the first, 5 picks possibly.
Yeah.
It is one of those drafts where people are trying to make moves because any team that needs a quarterback sees this as their chance to get one.
Mm-hmm.
So we've already seen the Niners go from pick 12 all the way up to pick number 3. They trade with Miami. Miami trades their pick that they got from Houston in the Laramie Tunsil trade. So they trade that pick. They move from 3 to 12. The Niners move up to number 3, and now it's being reported that they moved up to number 3, presumably to draft Mac Jones from Alabama, which is a little bit of a surprise. I think the consensus.
What about Garoppolo?
They say that they're going to keep him. That's what they're saying. They can get out of that contract really easily. Actually, this year, it's not much of a cap hit, and I think that they're probably business is still open for people. If somebody wants to make a Godfather offer for Jimmy or a decent offer for Jimmy Garoppolo, I think that they would be definitely open to listening to it. New England, possibly bringing him back. But anyway, the Niners go up to 3, supposedly to draft Mac Jones, who I think consensus would have been the number 4 quarterback of the 4 quarterbacks if you just took all of the draft analyst people, Kuiper, McShay, all those people.
The bullshit guys.
Yeah, I still think
don't know anything.
Well, I think they study the prospects and they have info.
But they don't really know.
I know. I think they have sources. I think they're just like anybody else. I don't think that they're the end-all, be-all by any means, but I think to say that they don't know anything is to demean some of the hard work they put in.
But what a job, too, because it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know. I always find it weird when they... Ryan Leaf was supposed to be huge, right?
Yeah. Well, they're supposed to be right every single time. NFL teams aren't right all the time.
But I just find it weird.
The Ryan Leaf still got drafted they don't pick them. Anyway, the Niners did have to pay a pretty big price to do this. They moved 2 first-round picks, 2022 and 2023, plus obviously trading out of their current pick. And they gave up an additional 3rd-rounder in 2022. So they gave up a lot in this deal to Miami. Miami has now turned Laramie Tunsil into a shit ton of shit. Mm-hmm. Which is awesome.
A shitload, you could say?
Yeah, a shitload.
Like a load of shit.
Like a load of shit. The Dolphins weren't done, though. And the Dolphins move back up from 12. They make a deal with the Eagles to move from 12 back up to 6.
They jumped.
Yeah.
Good flippered it, if you will.
Yes. They flipped the pick back into moving up into 6. Dolphins will give up one of their 2022 firsts in the deal. And I think they're going to go try to get Tua some weapons. This is a very receiver-heavy draft. It's a quarterback-heavy draft. It's a receiver-heavy draft. It's a tackle-heavy draft. Those are kind of the big...
Tackles especially are pretty heavy.
Yeah. Heavy with talent. This is one of those drafts where it's good to be wanting to pick one of those positions. And I think they're going to go get a receiver for Tua. Or Kyle Pitts, who's a tight end from Florida who ran a 4.4 today and is just like a monster. And he can play basically wide receiver. So he's like my Mike Evans. So I think they're going to go up and get a receiver. The interesting one is going to be Atlanta, who is the 4th pick right now. They just restructured with Matt Ryan, which basically makes it very expensive for them to move on from Matt Ryan after not only this year but next year.
So they're behind.
So it seems like they're committed to Matt Ryan, but
it's a good idea.
If that's
to me.
the case, and they're not going to take a quarterback,
what do they take? Yeah.
Well, no, I think they've just make it known that they might be taking a quarterback, and make somebody come up and overpay them for the 4th pick. If you're Carolina at 8, if you're Denver at 9 or at 10,
yeah, I wonder.
I think that Denver is in the market. And I think that you could see them move up to number 4 on draft night to try and take whoever's left over from that group of 4.
Mm-hmm.
Which right now it looks like it might be, I guess it's a group of 5. Excuse me. Like, it looks like right now it could be Justin Fields available right there. It could be Trey Lance. So all 5 of those quarterbacks are projected to go really high. So I think moving up to 4 is going to be somebody's going to move up to 4 if Atlanta's not taking a QB. All of this I find very interesting, and it makes me like more excited about the draft.
Yeah, for sure.
Because all of the need for quarterbacks means that there's going to be some great position players that fall down the draft, and like
so good teams could get some really good players.
Exactly, because of the way it just reinforces like how the quarterback position just like change it. Like it's the end all be all of running an NFL franchise. Honestly.
And it just is. I mean, that's just the facts.
Because
and
when you don't need one, when you don't need one, like you don't have to worry about.
You can get good.
You just like let the good players fall down to you.
Mm-hmm. Let the good times roll, if you will.
Sure, I love that. All right, NFL draft upcoming. Pretty excited about that. Now, let's do this week's edition of the Clubhouse.
Okay. Dude, the Masters stokedness is just growing.
Yeah, we're a week out. Augusta, it's green. The azaleas are starting to bloom. Magnolia Lane awaits. We're only a week away, man.
Oh, God. And then I don't want to talk about the Masters too much this week.
Yeah, full Masters Clubhouse next week.
For sure. But I could talk about the Masters already. Like, I'm so
the match play was fun.
Freaking excited.
I enjoyed the match play.
Oh, yeah, it was a great dynamic. We talked about it. It's like great. There would have been great moments.
I think it would have been a little more fun if we had. I thought it was cool that we had some of the like more undersung people, like not undersung, but like some of the lower seeds, like. But there wasn't a lot of star power on the weekend. I will say that much. Like
Billy Horschel's like, he's had his.
Yeah, he's good, but he's not. I'm just saying we didn't have Justin Thomas. We didn't have Rory. We didn't have.
Rory did not play well.
No, like we didn't have DJ. We didn't. All those guys were gone. John Rahm was really. We didn't have Bryson. Like it was basically just Rahm. Well, Rahm was there for like at least part of the weekend. I mean, at least he made the weekend, but it was still like. I was hoping for a little more star power, but at the same time, it was a fun event. It's a nice change of pace to get that little match play event in there. But now we're on to the Masters. Big things. Before the Masters, we have one final tune-up. The Valero, Texas Open.
I like one of my favorite things about the tournament, though, is the paint cans as the tee boxes.
Yeah, it actually is great.
I thought that's hilarious.
It's great.
It's perfect.
There are some people in this field that are now so Ricky Fowler, because of his world rank, he now needs to win this tournament to get in the Masters. Ooh. Which is crazy. Like we think Ricky Fowler, we think he's kind of on that star level.
Plays at all the big tournaments. Plays at all the majors.
And he's kind of that star level. He's been on the Ryder Cup every time, the last multiple times. But he's been down, and as a result, he currently will not be invited to the Masters. And he doesn't have the exemption like Spieth does. Like Spieth, because he's won the Masters, he can play the Masters forever.
Yeah, absolutely.
No matter what.
One of the privileges of
perks of winning is you can play it as long as you want. But I'm really interested to see if he can find that magical, find the Ricky magic and make the tournament. I love Ricky. I really want him to be at Augusta. I really hope that he finds it this weekend. He's playing on Thursday, Friday in a group with Gary Woodland and Scotty Scheffler.
KU, baby.
Yeah, Scheffler had a really nice showing there at the that match play. Ended up second to Horschel. He's been playing good golf. Spieth, can he keep playing well?
We'll see, man. I hope so.
I've been enjoying it. I'm not the biggest Spieth fan, I'll be honest.
Well,
I find him kind of corny and all these things. But at the same time, it's good to see Jordan be good again and not be terrible. It's nice to have that. I'm glad he's good, basically.
Oh, yeah. Sorry if there's maybe puppy, four-legged friends upstairs running around. We apologize for that.
On the sound, if you hear it.
Yeah, if you heard that.
Finau, Cameron Champ, Joel Dahman. Joel Dahman just won his first tourney.
Oh, I can't wait hyped for the rap. He's got to do a rap, dude.
Yeah.
He has to.
I'm pretty excited. Joel Dahmen, like, he's one of the great guys in golf. He's been through a lot. If you know anything about his story, like, check it out. Really exciting to see him win. And then...
Did you see he's in the Good video?
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
I watched it. We need to watch it again. I was
shout
at
out
work.
Good.
Yeah.
I
love those
Phil
guys.
Mickelson, Matt Kuchar, off of another good
Matt
showing at the
Kuchar
match
played
play,
well.
which he had not been playing well at all coming into the match play. So for him to show up, like, that was good. And then Hideki, who has kind of been middling a little bit.
Yeah, he hasn't been playing his best golf lately.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited,
we'll
though, man.
Yeah.
We are almost to Augusta. Bring on the egg salad sandwiches. Yeah. Chris Vernon.
Are we going to take Friday off?
Probably.
Hell yeah.
With that, let's move on to the weekly INGs. Commish?
All right, man. I watched Ted Lasso again. Oh, sorry. It's the rules of the Clubhouse. All right. I finished Ted Lasso again.
Dude.
Love that shit.
I still haven't even watched it once.
That sucks. And then I have been listening to this indie rapper named Cal Scrooby. We were listening while we were setting this up. He's pretty good. I like his flow.
Nice. I've been watching Top Chef. I'm a fucking sucker for that show. I'm not ashamed to admit it.
It's a very popular show. I don't think that's a guilty
great cooking,
pleasure.
light drama, not terrible. It's not over the top Bravo, but it's like it's well done Bravo. You know, it looks nice and the food's great, and I'm into it.
It's intense.
Yeah, and then listening, shout out Greenlight Podcast. Just again, Chris Long and those guys. They're fucking awesome.
Give them the green light, if you will.
They're great. Their episodes this week was cracking me up. They're fucking selling. They're trying to determine their baseball teams because they've never had baseball teams, and so Chris Long put it out on Twitter that he's going to be selecting his baseball team this weekend or this Friday.
Fandom.
Yeah, his fandom, and all these baseball teams are thirsty as fuck, so they're all like getting into like tweeting at him, like sending like PowerPoints and like pictures of him throwing pitches at first. It's fucking awesome. So it's just hilarious.
That is really funny. I like that a lot. Love the internet sometimes.
Moving into highs and lows. My high was the 3-wood that I hit on the 9th tee last Saturday. I got to play golf last weekend. Commish and I did for Commish's birthday.
You fucking pounded that, man.
Yeah, I hit a 3-wood off
it.
9 tee to the front of the green.
Putted
Missed
for
my
eagle.
putt but for eagle by like an inch short.
Oh, it was
just short, and tap in for bird. It's a great way to end in the front 9. Like,
we didn't play well the front 9, but
we didn't play well the first half of the front 9, and then
Yeah.
I guess kind of went up from there. And
yeah,
then,
luckily, usually, like, it's nice. Every round we played so far, it's nice we get better in through the round, which is nice.
Yeah.
Better than what I'm usually, like, the years prior. I'm like, oh, my first 2 or 2.5 holes are really good. Then it's like 20.
Yeah.
8. 5. Shot a 209.
Yeah.
But I don't keep score. That's why I love golf. I always have a good time.
Yeah, golf, great. We're playing again this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
Which is another high. My lows, I just have a really busy week. And, that just brings you down a little bit. What about you?
Highs, I got my first vaccine of the first dose of the vaccine, which is nice. Almost, that's really relief for me. You and I both, you're fully vaxxed, we take it really seriously. And then I've been writing raps, getting kind of the creative rhyme brain going. And then my low, I don't know, it's been a kind of good week. Ready for golf this weekend. Masters coming up. I don't really think I'm going to share a low. Nothing comes to mind. So that's awesome.
All right, man. That's the best way to end the show is that you have no low. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next week.
And one more shot, man, and then we're going to Waffle House.
Yeah. One more shot. Waffle House. Hell yeah.